afternoon and welcome to Countdown to Daytona. I'm Dan Lucas.
And I'm Kevin Connolly. I'll tell you what, Dan, today is all business. All the pageantry is out of the way. Today is nothing but racing here at Daytona.
Bonus Daytona coverage for you. You know, we thought we had you completely ready for the race yesterday. We fooled you. We were only giving you the appetizer, the 20-lap warm-up. Now the race starts today.
That's right. They did get 20 laps in. Boy, I tell you what, you got to give Daytona International Speedway a lot of credit. You got to give NASCAR a lot of credit. Boy, did they try really hard to get this race in yesterday. Mother Nature just did not cooperate. And that downpour at just before 7 o'clock.
Yeah, and that one lasted a while. That lasted a while. And I think even if you had, and we were out here till about 10 o'clock, the conditions were fine,
right? Except
this place was soaked, absolutely soaked, and that track had to be in just bad shape.
Yeah, what's interesting, you know, many times in rain delays or after rain delays, they talk about how the rubber gets all washed off the racetrack. You know, what specifically will be the conditions that they're going to have to deal with today, the changing conditions. They're going to start in the daytime. They're going to finish this at night. Again, that'll be a big challenge for the teams making those adjustments going forward.
Well, we have another special treat for you today because we have for you currently the 10th place driver. Am I right on that?
Currently 10th.
Currently 10th. Yes. Timmy Hill driving the number 66 car in this race. And this is so big for you, Timmy, for so many reasons because, first of all, no matter what happens today, this is a tremendous achievement in your career. I know this is something you've been trying to do for a long time.
It sure is, yes. To be running 10th in the Daytona 500 is really a dream come true for me and a lot of drivers who want to come to this point. But as a kid, I just really wanted to run this race so badly, and to make this race was such a great feeling, and that's all I really wanted. Then I got to this race and said, heck, let's make some more out of it. So we qualified 32nd, and within the first 20 laps, we worked our way up to 10th place, and the rain fell, so I got to kind of sit on this 10th place position all night long, and it really felt good. You know, I had a lot of positive outreach from a lot of friends and fans out there, so I appreciate all their support. But yeah, this race so far has been an incredible experience for me.
Real quickly, let's put up a screen. You Las Vegas people, you never stop. You got 20 laps are in, and you've updated the odds. People are running around the sports books as we speak, but DraftKings has updated odds for today, Kevin. The typical names, but you noted with Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin with those Gibbs cars kind of going to the back on purpose, and it's the understanding that they have some kind of plan.
Oh yeah.
That the odds remain the same.
Yeah, they quickly drop all of them. Eric Jones, Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex, Kyle Busch. They all kind of moved out of the pack and went to the back, you know, to kind of form their own draft going forward. But one of the new names in there that we didn't see yesterday was Kevin Harvick in the 4-car. You know, he was sort of in that second group of drivers, that second group of favorites, but Kevin Harvick moves up into the top 4 from last night into today.
Yeah, Timmy, 20 laps in, when you see something like that, you know, and other teams are going to do what other teams are going to do. You guys have a plan, but as this progresses here, especially now, this first stage is going to be quick. Do you think, all right, is there a chance now when they decide to move up, we may be in a position to kind of join the parade here, join the train?
Yeah, I think mostly what you're seeing is you're seeing a lot of manufacturers that are getting together. Like you said, all the Toyotas got together, all the Gibbs cars, 95, they all got together. The Chevrolets and Fords seem like everybody's kind of grouping together. So it seems like this year's Daytona 500, manufacturers are really working together. For us, you know, we're driving a Ford this race, but we're not in that tight circle, so we're kind of an oddball out there. So we're just doing whatever we feel like doing. But you know, everybody has their own plans. They want to pit together, they want to work together, they want to draft together. And with this caution coming for the rain, 20 laps in, we're just inside of a field window right now where I think most of these cars that are out there will pit. I don't think anybody will stay out, but everybody's going to try to top these cars off and get to the end of the stage 1. But who knows, some of these guys may stay out and try to pit just before the stage ends to set themselves up for stage 2, which that's the interesting thing about these speedway races. You can do a lot of things on pit road.
You know, I think we need to really kind of point out that we've got a beautiful day here in Daytona.
A lot of blue sky, and it's very comfortable.
Yesterday it was quite breezy, quite windy. I think the winds are down. It's a little bit calm. I think everything looks good going forward for a race, and it starts at 4:05. The green flag drops, and you can watch it on your local Fox affiliate.
I tell you, Timmy. the winds, what do they do to the guys on this speedway like this? When you, I mean, practice, qualifying, how much does the wind play an effect out here? Because at Daytona, if you've never been to Daytona, we're next to the airport, and this thing is as wide open as it gets. Probably the biggest open space you see on the entire circuit in the year. Winds can play a factor.
Yeah, the winds are very challenging because it's something that as drivers we can't see. So it catches you off guard sometimes, especially in these big packs. There's a lot of air moving around when we're in these packs. So if we get a big gust of wind and it's kind of unexpected, your car can push out towards the wall and maybe push into another car. And it can cause wrecks depending on how big of a gust it is. Like I said, here at Daytona, man, these gusts kind of really get blowing really hard. So they're kind of unexpected. And unfortunately for drivers, it's something that we can't anticipate because we can't see it.
Right.
You know, today is, again, all about racing, all the pre-race activities. You know, that happened yesterday. Your thoughts on the fact that the president was here yesterday and addressed the crowd, addressed the drivers. Yeah, your thoughts and feelings on the president being here.
I thought it was really neat to have the president of the United States come and join NASCAR and all the fans here at a sporting event like this. You know, he didn't have to come do this. So for everybody to kind of have the president here with us, that's always a neat experience. I loved his speech, and I love to have him here. I know all the fans, they've cheered for him. So to have that support from the president to our sport in NASCAR, it's really neat.
Did you get a view of the beast? The beast up there when they made it on the motor? So, I'm calling it the motorcade. Forget the warm-up. You were in a motorcade yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know how it drove, how it handled, you know, but it was neat seeing it up there. I don't know how fast it goes, but keep up with our cars or not, but that'd be kind of neat maybe to look at in the future. But no, that was neat. I know we got to take some pace laps with the president up there, so man, it was really special.
That's Daytona 500 history right there.
Yeah, a couple of notes from the Fox show yesterday. They did not give the top speed of the Beast. They said that was Secret Service information, protected Secret Service information. And the other thing is, if you noticed, it never went up on the banking. It stayed down on the apron all the way around.
I heard. What's
track.
the minimum speed on the banks? 70, I think, is what it takes to
stay up there.
I'm sure they don't want that car sliding down the hill.
No.
But if I'm going to roll down the hill, I want to be in the Beast. you guys drive are beasts. I can't believe when you guys. During an incident, you guys jump right out of it. Fans go crazy. It's really neat to see. The truck races the other night were harrowing. I know you get firsthand see guys. I mean, on the roof of the truck, they flipped it over to get the guy out of there. That's crazy.
Yeah, these cars. As drivers, we anticipated if we were to go upside down, how to get out. But in that situation, luckily the truck was on fire for a brief second, but the fire went out. So, especially for me being a tall guy, I'm 6'4", I don't want to have to crawl that thing upside down. So NASCAR, they did a great job. Their safety crews turning that truck on all four wheels, so the driver could get out. But Daytona, I mean, some of these wrecks can be big and scary, and heck, they could turn over on their lids. But these cars are very safe now. Thank goodness. Most of the drivers come out really unscathed, maybe some minor bruises. So hats off to NASCAR for that and the safety crew. But hopefully that's not us today. Hopefully we can stay out of this wrecks and enjoy a checker flag finish.
Right now we're looking on our screen at the current top 8 after 20 laps. You're just outside that top 8 watching them. Nothing's really changed from the start. It's kind of gone status quo. But here's a question I had for you. 20 laps, it looked during the full racing that no one was ready to do anything, kind of either radical or something. Everybody's kind of feeling it out. And I get the feeling that we may get that again today for a number of laps. All of a sudden you're at the end of a stage. So what is the mindset of the field 20 laps in when this first stage is a quick one?
Yeah, these stages, they do provide championship points. The top 10 will be awarded points, and the winner of the stage will get playoff points. So these stages do matter. Right now they are riding, but this stage being shortened up to 40 laps now instead of 60, it's probably going to add some more hard racing that you didn't see in these first 20. This is the Daytona 500, biggest race of the year. Everybody wants to make it to that checker flag, but at the end of the day, these guys, they want points too. They want to better their seasons, get a head start on everybody else that kicked this year off. So I think his next 40 laps is going to be different than the first 20.
Timmy Hill is joining us. He's the driver of the number 66 car. He is currently in 10th place in the Daytona 500. Again, they ran 20 laps yesterday. Ricky Stenhouse is the leader. 20 laps yesterday. We've got 180 laps to run today to complete this year's running of the Daytona 500. You know, stage racing certainly has changed some strategy, but ultimately it still remains you got to be near the front in the last 5 to 10 laps there at the end to really have a legitimate shot at this thing.
Yeah, you know, I kind of made it look easy going from 32nd to 10th in the first, 5
I love
laps
it.
of the race.
No,
but,
yes, you did.
But no, it's. I was fortunate enough where I caught some good runs, and but no, in the closing laps, these guys aren't going to make it quite as easy, and there are going to be a lot of blocks being thrown right now. Nobody's really throwing blocks. If you got to run, they kind of let you have it. So definitely, you want to be towards the front towards the end of the race. So the stress level will rise, and these guys, they will start driving harder. The give and take will start changing to where there's less give, more take. So the end of the race is going to be interesting. You know, we're going to have to position ourselves towards the front. Right now, we're going to have to make some changes, have to fix some damage on the car. So we're going to make our way back to the back to fix that stuff. But I think we can make our way back to the front. We just got to really time things correctly, and hopefully we can position ourselves well.
What'd you learn on Saturday? Great run in the Xfinity race. If you didn't know, you finished 3rd. So congratulations, by the way. And I saw that your trucks are already headed to Las Vegas, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, sure is.
I mean, this keeps on moving, this train here.
But traveling circus.
You've already had a successful weekend here. What did you learn though about being in those positions you just talked about?
So Saturday's race was interesting. Like I said, we finished 3rd, so that was a heck of a run for us. Small underdog team, competing on a fraction of the budget as some of these other teams are. I learned so much in that race. I learned a lot about runs and more comfortability. You know, we haven't raced in 2 or 3 months now, so just kind of get back in the rhythm of things, get back on pit road. A couple things I learned about runs, drafting, that I picked up on this year. However, those cars are different. You know, the Cup cars have more downforce. They are faster. There's certain things side drafting wise that are different with those cars than they are the Xfinity cars. So those things won't apply, but a lot of small things that will. And with only a few Cup drivers that have run the Xfinity races, ran this Xfinity race on Saturday, I got a slight upper edge on them. However, I didn't run the class like some of these other guys did, so they have a little upper edge there. So I was glad to get that race in, glad to finish 3rd, and the extra help and experience definitely helps.
You know, this is the final Daytona 500, or could be the final Daytona 500 for Jimmy Johnson, 7-time champion. What are some of the interactions that you've had with Jimmy Johnson over the years? I know as a young and up-and-coming driver, I'm sure you're trying to pick his brain any chance you get. Explain some of the interactions you've had with him.
Yeah, sure. You know, for me, you know, I've always driven for smaller teams, so we're always on the opposite sides of the garages, so I don't get to see him too much. But when we go out to driver intro stages, Jimmy's always been kind to me, says hello, how are you, you know, how are your cars driving? And really, he don't have to do that. You know, a lot of these guys, they don't associate with the smaller teams, the independent teams. I don't know if we're not on the same class level as those guys are, but Jimmy's always been kind enough to always speak, say hello, and I appreciate that. You know, his work he's done over these years, seven championships, is incredible. Will never be done again, probably. And hats off to the career he's had, and I'm glad to share the racetrack with him.
Yeah, remember that. You get that big win. All of a sudden now, it's a household Timmy Hill.
Yep.
Remember that. There's guys that if you say hello to them on the track, it will matter to them. Like you're telling me, that's a great story. There's a lot of time requirements on the upper echelon, and the guys we've known for years and years.
Right.
I get it, but at the same time, just to take a chance to ask you how you're doing, I think that's great.
Yeah, you know, obviously you made a little reference to the schedule, and the Xfinity team's already on their way to Las Vegas, which is the next stop. Does that sort of change the racing we see on Monday when a race gets rained out on a Sunday? Because, you know, the schedule is coming up. Guys want to get home. They want to get ready for the next trip. So does that make the Monday racing maybe a little calmer or something like that, or does it have no bearing at all?
I think on the racing itself, it probably doesn't change much. I know, speaking on our behalf, we had to send our backup car home last night just because we used a lot of the same parts on the race cars we got for other race cars that will go out to Vegas. So our backup car had a fuel cell, some other small items on it that we have to remove and put in our Vegas car. So we had to send a couple of our members home to get a head start on that because, like you said, Vegas is this weekend coming up, and haulers have to leave Tuesday, so it's kind of a tight window. Drivers on track, no, we won't change a whole lot because we're here to run the race.
Right.
Nothing's going to change there. So crew member-wise, those guys are going to be a little hectic for the next couple weeks. I own my own truck team. Luckily, I was ahead of schedule, so my trucks were done. I had them loaded up. They left today, so my driver's on the road. He's going to be listening on the radio, cheering me on while I'm down here in Daytona. So hopefully he has a safe drive out to Vegas.
That's the coast. You ever drive across the country?
Yes, one time, and probably the last.
I'll fly next time. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we appreciate everybody tuning in on Facebook, and the consensus is building with all of our Facebook fans that Kevin Harvick is now becoming the favorite today.
The fans know something.
So a lot of things changing as we head towards the green flag today. Again, 4:05, they'll resume the running of the Daytona 500, and again, you can watch it on your local Fox affiliate.
Well, Timmy, this has been outstanding. We really appreciate your time. This guy ate Bojangles in the rain delay yesterday. Said, you know what, you media people have no food in here. I got to go out and get my own chicken tenders. They're looking at a picture of you in the media room now with your Bojangle. Oh, by the way, was it good? Was it delicious?
It was good. And by the way, Bojangles, they had a trailer here in the infield with some food, and they ran out of chicken. So all I got was French fries.
That's the Daytona 500. How popular it is. They ran out of chicken tenders.
Well, you know what? In the rain delay, man, what else you have to do? Eat, drink, and party. I mean, that's sort of what happens during the rain delay.
I can tell you, we in the media center, we have no problem polishing off food.
No.
So that's why there was no food in there. I can tell you
just
that.
a little late to the party. That's all.
Exactly. All right. Well, Timmy, we got a couple of minutes left, so I want to just keep you here to help say goodbye with us. But we really appreciate your time, and you're going to open the garages here. Kind of walk me through these next couple of hours before you guys get the car on the track.
Sure. So actually, we got plenty of time. Garages are about to open up at 1:30. The race won't resume till about 4. So our guys are coming in. They're going to kind of dry everything off, make sure that none of our electronics got messed up in the rain, no water got in the car. NASCAR won't allow us to do too much of these cars because this race is live. They don't want to see too many adjustments. So I mentioned earlier that our car had a fender brace that was broken. All we're allowed to do is look. We can't crawl under the car.
It's interesting, isn't it?
We can kind of take a look at it, and for us, we're trying to come up with a game plan. We have a very small window to repair this car. Under yellow, we're fortunate this is a bigger racetrack, so a caution probably may last 2.5, 3 minutes. So versus a short track, it could only be 45 seconds to a minute.
Right.
It's incredible.
We have a little bit more time to try to fix this thing. We're going to try to do the best we can in the limited amount of time we have. So.
Live strategy. On the 66, they have an issue that needs to be taken care of, and they have choices to make. I don't want to be your crew chief making that. You know what? He's going to make the best call. I can guarantee you that.
So the problem is, like I said, I don't want to go a lap down. I don't have to claw my way back out of that. So I told these guys you did the best they can. So we got two options. We're going to replace the brace or we're going to tape it. But I think most of you know that tape at 200 mile an hour is going to have a hard time holding. So we're going to try to do the earlier one.
It does. It holds for a little while.
The tape fixes everything, so I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, Timmy, again, I've thanked you a couple of times, but we can't thank you enough, and to thank you for tuning in today as well. Just after 4 o'clock, 4:05. Yep. I don't know if that means you're going to start the car at 4:05 or drop the green flag at 4:05, but this thing's going to go into nighttime, and it should be a lot of fun for the national TV folks and you guys as well out there on the track.
All right. Again, good luck, Timmy. We really appreciate the time this afternoon. And again, our picks. You went with Joey Logano.
I picked Logano. JB Buono going with Jimmy Johnson.
He's going sentimental.
He's going all sentimental. The violin for JB. All right, well, we're going to say good afternoon. Not long here before they resume the Daytona 500. 20 laps in. Timmy Hill in the 66 car starts in 10th place. He's got to get that one adjustment made in the pits, but we're watching him today, and we thank you for watching us. Goodbye, everybody.